Hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, if you are a recurring viewer or a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support of my channel. I really appreciate you all stopping by today to watch this video. I just wanted to do a really super quick reading update. I've talked about this in a couple of my last videos, but I am really lately here trying to focus on the intentionality of my reading and really making sure that I am getting fully out of a book what I want to get out of it. And so it's really slowed my reading pace down. So I don't really have a whole lot in terms of an update to give you. A lot of what I'm reading now, I was reading last week. But nevertheless, I'm trying to keep on my once a week posting schedule. And so I thought, even though it's the same books, it's really the same material all around, I still will make a reading update. So my main current read right now is The Sleepwalkers, How Europe Went to War in 1914 by Christopher Clark. And it has been a fantastic read so far. I'm still not even halfway through. I think I'm maybe 30%, yes, basically 30% of the way through. It's a fairly long book. I'm on page 204 of about 700. But it has been really fantastic. It's a very dense read. It's super, super fact heavy. So there's a lot of names, a lot of dates, a lot of terminology. There's also a lot of reference to other historical events. Right now we're spending a whole lot of time in the Balkans, which is a region that I've lately started reading a little bit more about. So I do have a little bit of context for some of those parts, but it's definitely one of those books where, at least for me, a figure is mentioned or a past event is mentioned almost in passing that then I will go and look up on Wikipedia or try to find, some other information about the event or about the figure to give me a little bit more context. So in that regard, it's slowing me down a little bit just because I'm wanting to sort of educate myself along the way to make sure that I'm fully comprehending everything that Christopher Clark is delivering to us. But overall, I love the organization of the book, the way that he does his chapter structures. I find really interesting of sort of we're flipping between sort of England, Russia, France, and some of the Balkan regions, and we're sort of going between Eastern and Western Europe, bouncing back and forth between leaders and between dialogues between leaders. And so it keeps the reading really interesting. And the chapters themselves are very, very long, but they're divided into sort of independently headed sub-chapters. And so you have maybe 3 or 4 page chapters within a larger chapter. And so that makes it feel very accessible for reading. So particularly for me right now, trying to read a little bit slower and be a little bit more intentional, I can still feel, even if it's a false sense, that I am making progress in a, let's say, a 10 or 15 minute reading session, because I can read through one of these, 3 or 4 page chapter segments. And it gives you sort of a bit of a closure. So it's nice because it'll be a very slim chapter, maybe just talking about a single aspect of England's leadership or of Germany or Russia's leadership. And so it's almost sort of like an essay or an article where they give you, it's a clear beginning, middle, and end. And so it's very satisfying if you only have, a 10 or 15 minute segment throughout the day to sit down and read it. So this has been fantastic. I'm sure that I'm going to be in this one for at least the next week, if not the next 2 weeks. And so this will definitely, the Sleepwalkers will definitely be making a reappearance in probably next week's and maybe even the following week's reading updates. Then for a book that I just started this morning, just because it's one that I've been wanting to read for a while, and I showed this in a haul recently, is John Banville's The Sea. Love this cover. So I started this morning. It's a very slim novel. It's right under 200 pages. And I sat down for about an hour or so and got to page 61. So getting close to halfway. So this one will be a little bit of a quicker read. I won't finish it today, but I may finish it. I may finish it tomorrow or Monday, depending on how sort of how focused I can get in my reading sessions and how much I want to sort of force my way through it, because I'm really enjoying it. It's beautifully written. It's really beautiful prose. And so I may take my time with this one. But I thought I would just go ahead and read the back of this, just because it'll do a better job than I could of summing up the entire feel of the book, just because I just started. So in this luminous new novel about love, loss, and the unpredictable power of memory, John Banville introduces us to Max Morden, a middle-aged Irishman who has gone back to the seaside town where he spent his summer holidays as a child to cope with the recent loss of his wife. It is also a return to the place where he met the Graces, the well-heeled family with whom he experienced the strange suddenness of both love and death for the first time. What Max comes to understand about the past and about its indelible effects on him is the center of this elegant, gorgeously written novel, among the finest we have had from this masterful writer. This is actually my first of John Banville's novels to read, and so far I'm really enjoying it. The writing is fantastic, and it's very engrossing. It's beautifully written, and so I am going to be reading this probably a little bit more today, as well as the Sleepwalkers. I'm not sure when I'll be finishing this one, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm in no rush to get through it. So that is it. Very, very short, slim reading update, but an update nevertheless. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you would like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, and happy reading.